Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Attree Unplugged. Last week, we caught up with Nathan and discussed sort of the rental market and the trends that we're seeing at the moment. So this week, we have the Director of Sales, Mr. Stephen Arscott. How are you, mate?
Thank you, Bo. Very well. Good morning. And thanks for having me again.
Anytime. So as I mentioned off the top, we spoke last week in terms of the market from a rental perspective and the sort of trends that we're seeing at the moment.
Yeah.
First quarter of the new financial year.
Yes.
Wanted to sort of see how sort of Attree was going and sort of what the market's doing from your perspective.
Yeah, well, it's been an interesting start to the financial year. Sort of coming up to that June 30 period, there was still such a lack of supply, where probably over definitely the last month, we've seen quite a few properties come to market in our local area. So it's almost like there's been an injection of good quality homes, and I think it's to deal with a couple of things. Days on market have slightly increased, and that gives opportunity for people that were stuck with nowhere to go but really wanted to move, the chance to probably exercise their options a little bit more. So starting to see more family homes come to the market, which I think it's because they can then on buy something, and we've seen a couple of sort of subject to sale offers come to market, which we haven't seen for quite some time. So I'd say the market's a little more relaxed just purely because we're getting a little bit more supply.
Obviously with the rental side of things, we mentioned the vacancy rate and there just be more stock available.
Yep.
Does that help with the flexibility and people having the options and what they can do?
100%, because like if we go back a year ago, the market was so locked. And when we said locked, it was like, yeah, you wanted to sell, you knew the market was great, but you actually couldn't go and buy another property because there was none available.
Yep.
And then you're like, okay, second option, I'll rent a property, capitalize on the market.
Yep.
You couldn't find a rental. So so that was locked in that way. And there were so many frustrated people who were like, we're ready to go, but we just don't have a property to go to. So I think we're seeing that, like we're starting to see that sort of movement, flexibility with the rentals and the sales market. Yeah.
And how's sort of the team tracking?
Yeah, team's tracking really good, especially this month as well. We're really starting to amp up the listings. So I think probably over the next 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to see some real good quality homes come to the market. I know a lot that are launching towards the back end of this month. And they're not your sort of stock standard homes. They're beautiful, big family abodes, which will present well in the market. And again, that unlocks the opportunities for other people and other properties to go, oh, I can buy that. Maybe look at selling my house as well. So it makes it more of an easier market. And it's hard because, like I say, it's more of a relaxed market. We are still so tight on supply. It's not funny. We're hovering just over 4,000 homes collectively in the market at the moment, where if we go back sort of 4 months ago, we were down to that 3.4. So, I think it's still extremely tight, but we're starting to see a little bit of wiggle room.
Do you dare give a prediction of what you think is going to happen? Or
well, I've just lost a big bet. I thought the market was going to be a little bit more relaxed than we are. So I do owe someone a bottle of Grange, which is going to really hurt me. So I'm a bit reluctant to give a lot of predictions, but I do think we're going to see a little bit more supply come to market, especially coming up to that Christmas period. I think there's going to be a lot of movement happening. It's not going to change the market too much, other than it'll make it easier. It'll be more of an enjoyable market for everyone. Yep.
Good safe
So
answer.
Where's the market going? I don't know. I really have got it wrong over the last couple of years, and I think a lot of people have. But I do think we're going to see a little bit of the stock that was bought from maybe a few of the investors over the last 3 to 4 years. I think we'll see a bit of that come to market over the next 3 to 4 months, which again helps the market because you get your first home buyers in. They release funds for those people. They can move on to the next level as well. So, so I do think we'll come into a bit more of an even playing market towards the end of next year.
So yourself specifically, you've been working in the Southern River area for a long time now. Sort of a bit of a market update from that perspective, or
Yeah, it's interesting. Southern River, I've sort of, not so much it's my area where I work, but I do keep tabs on it a lot. I've got a lot of good clients in Southern River. There's been extreme amount of growth over the last, 3 to 4 years. I think it's going to be one of those markets we'll look back at in 30 years' time and go, wow, we were alive when that happened, like, that growth period. But yeah, like one that Gareth just sold on Castlewood Parkway, over the 1.7 range is just crazy to see the growth from that over the last 7 to 8 years. Big family homes coming to market. A couple of the other agents in the area, Brittany's been selling a couple, and fantastic big 4x2s, going around that 1.2 to 1.3 range. Anne Marie's the same. She's been selling a couple in the area as well. So I think collectively there's some good agents in the area selling some nice, big, beautiful homes.
Yep.
And it makes Southern River quite an appealing area. And definitely when those family homes come up, they get a lot of traction.
Yep. Beautiful. All right, mate, that's it. Just wanted to bit of an idea on the market and see what it's doing at the moment. I mean, from a rentals perspective, there is probably a delay in sort of the market and what's being sort of the information given to people out there compared to actually what's going on the inside, and the fact that there is a lot more stock and there is a lot more opportunity for people. So is the sales a little bit behind where it's probably not being recorded as accurately as it is at the moment? Or?
I think it's a little bit behind. Those stats are a little bit behind. So what we're seeing in the coalface at the moment is we have a lot of stock due to launch over the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Yep.
So I think, that comes into the late October, early November period. That will only excite the market more. So in my vision, I sit there and go, well, okay, they come to market in November. That releases other people to be able to do stuff, and it has a flow-on effect. So, I think, yes, the stats don't tell the true what is happening now.
In the moment,
In the moment,
Yep.
yeah.
And that's what we wanted to sort of get on here and just discuss and give people the opportunity to really understand the market. So thank you very much for coming on.
Have we got 30 seconds?
You've got 30 seconds.
Okay. So this has been recorded on the final day of trade period, right?
Okay, yes.
So I can't predict the real estate market because obviously I lost a bottle of grains. But I'm predicting everyone was bagging West Coast Eagles, and I'm a massive West Coast supporter.
It was a terrible deal.
Yeah, but I see it a little bit differently. I think it's given us a few options. But I'm predicting a big play on something in the final day. So hopefully this podcast goes well and it ages well, because I think it's going to be a good one.
Closes
for West Coast.
2 p.m. today?
Yeah.
So maybe I'll wait till after it trades and I can always cut this out for you.
Sounds good.
Cool. Thank you very much for your
worries.
time.
Thanks for having me.
As always, guys, thanks for listening. Hit
Thank you.
subscribe and talk to you next week.
Cheers.
Bye.